Welcome back to part 2 of our Season 7 draft analysis. This time I have grabbed two people from the other pool to assess this pool, and I'm in here as a consequence of the person recording this video. But I got my good friends Little Tekka, a.k.a. Fred,
Hello.
and we have Colin, a.k.a. Colin.
That's me. I'm Colin.
And
You
yeah,
can call
this
me Doc Martin Liquor if you want to get really formal.
I'll pass. But but yeah, pool 2 happened this past Friday. Everything kind of settled out, so we're past the grace period. People have 3 trades for the season, so I don't anticipate anything changing in the first week here. So I think we've kind of reached an equilibrium where we can dive into it. Weaselman was our first one of the draft. So Fred, why don't you lead us off with Zach, and then we'll jump in.
Okay, so he had the first pick, and surprising to some because it's Zach. He picked Iron Valiant first. It's the best mon. It makes sense. It can do like pretty much anything. Like you see booster speed to be like a late game cleaner. You can put a scarf on it if you want to bring it in and out. It can hit really hard on like with physical moves. It can hit really hard with special moves. It has Encore, which is really good with its speed tier. It's just a really great mon. Um, and it'll be interesting to see how he uses it. He's a pretty creative team builder, so I feel like there's a lot of stuff he can do with it.
Creative's a good
Um,
word. I feel like every time I've helped you prep for him, I never get like the prep team anywhere close to what ends up showing up. So
no, and sometimes he does that to his detriment. Like I feel like
sure,
there's sometimes where there's like an obvious thing to do and he will not do it. Like just a I don't know. He brings a great like I don't know. We could see that with like maybe Dragonite. Maybe he won't do what Dragonite's supposed to do. I mean, obviously it can't tear its Terra band because normal Terra normal extreme speed is busted. But I don't know. We'll see.
yep.
But yeah, that brings us to his next mon, Dragonite. Um, obviously Terra band, but it can do like Dragon Dance. It has some. Does it have dual wing beat?
I think so. I get up another window here to try to fact check you, but
Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna assume it does, but it is. I mean, the like huge
It does not. It
134.
does not get dual
It
wing beat.
doesn't. That's
I,
right because people would like
I
Terra.
think I knew that because it has to go like aerial ace as its best
ooh,
physical flying move.
Right. So it does have some issues in that regard without being able to Terra. Extreme speed's obviously still really good. Like Outrage is still really good. Multi-scale is an awesome ability. So a lot of times you'll see it wearing boots, so it can take advantage of multi-scale. But it still is going to hit really hard. Then you have the Menace Gliscor. It's really annoying with like Toxic Orb and Poison Heal and stuff.
I am not
Um,
excited to go against if I play. I don't even know if I play, but Gliscor and Toxapex. That seems really
oh
obnoxious.
yeah, yeah. I'm a big Toxapex hater, so I'm not
that's
excited
crazy.
about that either. I hate
Give
Toxapex,
give
but
Toxapex the flip turn it deserves.
No, do not do
we'll ban it.
that.
We'll ban it. That's like the one saving grace, keeping Toxapex from being like the worst mon ever to play against. Um, but yeah, like yeah, Gliscor is just gonna be a real pain to kill, especially when you have to just plan for what Terra type it can bring. Um, you're probably gonna see a lot of like protect sub sets and stuff like that. Um, do you guys think Zach's gonna bring Fling to fling a toxic orb onto somebody?
I think that Zach might bring no item acrobatics sometimes.
That'd be fun.
He gets
I'd
sword
like
dance,
it.
right? He'll
I,
probably do.
he
Yeah, it
does.
does.
Connix has done that in the past. Um,
Yeah, that would be dumb. An interesting mon that he picked pretty early that I was shocked to see go at all was Iron Crown. Um, I
Really?
think it's like I think it's really good, but I feel like it's a bit predictable.
It's a sweeper
Um,
mod, so I mean it can do a few different things, and more importantly, it's got momentum switch initiative with Volt Switch. So
yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, yeah, Volt Switch is really good. Its signature move, Tachyon Cutter, is awesome. It's a
yeah,
really really good move. Um, and I like the offensive typing of that along with like Psyshock, which you see it run a lot, is I feel like that's really good coverage. Does it have a way to boost its speed?
yeah, booster energy.
Can you get it? Can you get it high enough
I think so. It's
to?
only 122. You see down here 98 versus 122, and I think
Yeah,
yeah, definitely could
yeah,
do
I
it.
think that is in the range.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that is. I think it's an interesting mod. I like the fit with like you don't have a big ground weakness with the first three, so it kind of is covered there. Um, but yeah, I think it's a really good mod too. And then you get his two spinners. I think the
Yeah,
Cyclozar is like prob- probably like the best mid tier spinner in the game. With Regenerator and U turn, it just has a ton of utility. Um, you've got Regenerator, obviously, U turn, knockoff, rapid spin, and then you can also like you can go with like a special attacking set with Draco Meteor and stuff.
hmm
Um, and then like the 121 speed's awesome. It's just a really really good mon.
also has overheat, which kind of helps. Dragons a lot of times get kind of walled up with some steel types if they don't have earthquake or
Good
something.
point.
But yeah, can just
Yeah,
melt them.
no, that's a very good point. And then another interesting spinner with Excadrill. Um, and then I mean, obviously you'll see some synergy with that with his next pick. But Excadrill can hit really hard. It's kind of frail for a spinner and not like super fast, but obviously like the sand set up by Tyranitar can help that. Um, I think it's a super fun pick to go along with Tyranitar. Did he get those at the swing like
No, no, no,
together?
no. So and
No,
I,
you got
I
to turn into your last pick.
he did, and he didn't even he wasn't even like thinking about it. And he was like, man, what do I get for this last pick? He's talking like a dark type, and I was like, okay, well, you have Excadrill, and then I was like, you also have just like Gliscor and Iron Crown who just don't care about like the sand. And he was like, oh yeah, no, like give me Tyranitar.
No, I mean that's like a really really good that's really good synergy and it's kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean when you have to worry about like Sand Rush, it's not fun to plan for.
Especially when you don't have
Um,
chilling reception to change the weather.
yeah, that's
That's
Help
rough.
me.
rough, buddy.
That's rough. Um, yeah, but then you get to Tyranitar, who is also like I feel like we've seen a lot of fun stuff from Tyranitar with like physical sets, special sets because of its like vast move pool.
Mm-hmm.
It gets so much coverage. Um, I know it gets Ice Beam, right?
I'm pretty certain. I mean,
It
it's
does.
Yeah, but yeah, it. I mean, it hits hard. The 95 special attack is like very good for some coverage moves as well. If you want to surprise your opponent, with like a four
Nice
times
fire
weakness or something
blast or
like that.
something.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure it gets Fire Blast.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's just a really fun mon. And then you get to that terrible Toxapex, which is another regenerator mon. Um, just impossible to kill. It's it's the worst mon. Somebody else has to talk about Toxapex. I can't
This what a great
bring
mon
back
I
is
mean,
the
everybody knows what Toxapex
season
does.
3 champion. I mean,
bring
you
bring
throw
back bad memories.
the I don't even think it was like that crazy in that championship game, but it was there. But it certainly. Well, no, I'm diving into history here, but no, great mon, regenerator mon, good typing for good defensive typing. It doesn't have Scald anymore, but it still has knockoff. You can do Ice Beam or whatever. You just need like a little something for it, 4 times weakness. But it has haze, so you can't
Yeah,
really
I'm a
set up. You
little.
can't set up on it for free.
I'm a little like surprised that it's not a is it it's that it's not a Terra Captain. Did
Mm-mm.
they go over the
Oh
points or
no.
something? It just
Well, you can see on the left there. So I have the tear points in here. So he's got
yeah.
one extra. So I mean, he could.
I wouldn't imagine it go up to more than an 8,
He could.
but
Yeah, he could. He could. He could certainly make like take it away from Arachidid to give it a Toxapex.
Yeah, I
I
mean
don't know if it will.
that.
Terra Water Arachnid goes crazy. It's so hard, but yeah.
Yeah, on both like a physical and a special slide, you can like hit so hard with the water bubble plus the Terra Water with Araquanid. Um, so also a very Zackmon, I feel like Mimikyu is a Terra Captain. I'm not sure what that would do as a Terra Captain, but I mean with its ability Disguise, it can really kind of work as like a multi-scale almost. Um, and then it has setup moves. It has Shadow Sneak. I like the coverage of Ghost and Fairy provides pretty good coverage, and then I think it has like other pretty good coverage like Woodhammer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's a fun mod. And then yeah, Araquanid's a monster. It's like I feel like you'll see a lot of these teams have like in their last slot they'll have like a webs mon just so you have to plan for webs.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you don't have a way to deal with webs, you can just kind of lose.
Yeah, if your team's not very bulky and you just have a bunch of like glass cannons, which one, that's your fault. But yeah, two, the webs could just completely screw you over because then all of a sudden, like these bulkier, maybe stronger mons are just all of a sudden knocking you out in one hit. So
Yeah, I remember season 3. I was playing Dave, and I was planning for he had cutie flies, so I was like, oh, I'll just run. I'll be faster than him with my Weavile. I'll hit it. I was planning for Sash, so I ran triple axle. But he had scarfed it, and I didn't have any
Scarf. I
removal.
remember that.
Yeah, and I just lost because of that. So I mean, webs is always good and something that you have to plan for. So it's good to have it on your team sheet at the very least.
Yep, I'm a big Arachnid fan. I mean, I have it as well, so not surprising that I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a really interesting team. It's not as weird as I'd expect from a Zac team. Like too many
That
cool
is my
mons are
biggest
here.
concern.
well, the last three are all Gen 7. So I mean, you mentioned like, hey, these are Zakmons. Like, yeah.
The Arachnid is a Zackmon, and Mimikyu for sure. I would not say Toxapex feels like a Zackmon, but it could maybe.
It's Gen 7.
The rest
It,
of
it's,
them.
it, it automatically becomes a Zakmon.
Oh, okay. For the rest of them, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I think Excadrill's kind of ugly.
Extra's cool.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's cool
I
too.
feel like Excadrill looks like he's wearing like PJs or something. I don't know. He's always looked kind of strange to me.
He does look a little bit like he's wearing PJs.
I just ruined it for you. There's like a butt flap in the back.
No,
Like,
not at all. It's really funny.
um, yeah. If we look over here at the typings chart, this is a little bit of a. So I actually use a different prep doc for the first part of this. I've been working on this one. But we have more of a gradient in terms of weaknesses and boons. So light red's not too bad. So I mean, you might be looking to hit him with a fairy or an ice move, but even then, you look up here, it's not that detrimental. He does have a couple of 4 times weak to ice. So, I mean, you will bring ice moves into these matchups, but um,
We'll bring the ice moves.
see. Let's see what else we want to talk about now. So the other thing I like about this doc is this is a little bit more. This is a little easier to talk to. I don't really care about these last two columns unless it's one of our VGC seasons. But the tons of hazards, so no problems there. You already mentioned he had 2 rapid spinners. He did have 3 at one point, and I think that's how he got the Toxapex. He traded away the Tentacruel for it. Let's see. Got not a ton of like switching options, but I mean he's got 3 mons, I guess, is how you would look at that. They can do it. Plenty of knockoff.
A lot of knockoff.
Yeah, plenty. Gosh, lots of T-Wave. Uh, let's see. Obviously, we got some good extreme speed priority
Dragonite's so
here.
good against Thunderwave twice. That's crazy.
That is interesting. I'll have to see where that bug is. Well, I'm curious how many more times that'll pop up tonight. Let's see. Is there anything else in here really worth mentioning? You already talked about the Encore on Valiant. Guys,
A lot of taunt. That's cool.
yeah, it's always nice to have. I mean, you don't really have to worry about like Trick Room in singles, but there's still like setup mons, or not setup mons, but like defensive like wall mons that it's always nice to get a little taunt off on them.
Yeah, like Toxapex.
Mm-hmm. And then
Like Toxapex.
plenty of ways to break screens here. So Brick Break, Psychic Fang. Then he has his own screen options that he can do. But overall, I think this is a well-rounded team. I mean, like I said, the typings look pretty good. You have some 2 Regenerator Mons for a nice defensive core. And you have a defensive monster. He's got actually, you know what? Just defensive in general. But I mean, you have Dragonite, Valiant, Crown, Excadrill, and then to a slower extent. So I mean, like I said, it's just balanced. I mean, right down the middle, it's like defensive and offense.
Yeah, I agree. I like the balance of this team a lot.
Would you change any Terra Captains up, or do you? I mean, because we briefly talked about that. You could have made Toxapex one.
I like Mimikyu's typing. I don't think it's like super detrimental to it, so I would maybe make Toxapex a
That's what
Terra
I was
Captain.
thinking.
Okay. I mean, and obviously Gliscor has like a target on its back with the ice, but I mean, its typing is generally pretty good because it only has 2 weaknesses. But
Yeah, but it like having to plan for its Terra type is, I think, really tough. I think that's like kind of a theme of the season. It's like when you see a bulky mon like Discord, you're like planning, okay, I'm bringing ice moves to take care of that, and then it Terra's water or something,
yep.
and then you're like, wow, I really don't have an answer
Actually, yeah,
for.
I
Terra
guess
Terra
probably
Water
not
Gliscor does
water,
sound awful.
but well, I don't know about because they'll have answers for that. Just to be able to hit the other water types on the team. I would think.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, yeah, but maybe
But
like
it's like
Terra.
yeah, some Terra Steel or something, Terra Fairy, like
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's just something else. Terra Bug, low key. I mean,
Where's the rain?
That's a good point.
no,
Okay.
but
I'll move us
I mean,
along.
one of the better Zac teams.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what he
Definitely.
does with it. Now, I always feel strange about commenting to lead off on my own team. I usually like just kind of like chime at the end. So, Colin, if you would take the lead on my team, and then
Sure.
toward the end, I'll try to rationalize decisions or whatever I need to do to backpedal. But
I've not made taken a look at any changes you made. So this is good to see.
okay.
Last year was the Latias. Yeah, no, I like this team a lot. This is similar to something that I was like gonna go for. Then I ended up getting Meowscarada, so I pivoted. But I really like the Greninja Golden Go. That was my one of my initial plans.
Mhm.
And I think that this team seems just incredibly scary. Every mon like serves a big role, except for Meiji Regigigas, which is a funnier 1 point mon. But even then, it can support. Um, so I think that this team looks pretty hard to break through with the weaknesses. They look like quite good. There is a minor ground weakness there, but you had a Levitate mon that is probably going to come in almost every time, and it's so bulky that you can stay in on those ground types, or force them to switch out if they're choiced or something. No, you got the webs as well. You got a great Terra Captain in Sylveon and Garganacl. I don't love Ogerpon as much as, but that's just I think it's my VGC brain kicking in. But I really just don't like being like a Terra Captain being locked into their same type. But the speed boost is really good, so I can't hate too much. No, I quite like this team. I like Moth. I like everything but Moth.
Moth
I'm a
was
generational Iron Moth hater.
it was
And
I was like
Hulk's the champion.
he is a champion, and it was like the Slow King had gotten taken from me, which I had planned to get like round 3 when it got back up to me, right? But of course our friend Chilla took it round 2. But I was like, okay, well, now I don't have a Poisonmon, and I was like, I like Fred. I was like, should I get Iron Moth? And Fred's a big Moth fan. He's like, do it.
I love Hulk.
if I need somebody to talk me out of it, it wasn't Fred that I should have messaged. But
Yeah, good mistake.
no, I mean it just provides good offense. Honestly, I didn't even think about it at the time that it could be a Terra Captain, but I mean I was already planning to get Ogre Pawn, so I couldn't fit them both. But it'd be a dirty cat Terra Captain, but it's already really good on its own. Good speed tier, good attack tier.
I do like it when you have like a really solid Weber with Galvantula. That's I the speed tier is my least favorite part of it, to be honest. And I hate that you have to lose out on offense if you're going to make it like a plus speed if you want booster energy, just on principle.
Mm-hmm.
Any of those like that and Roaring Moon, I just don't like. But I know that they are good.
And it does have other big thing I'm a big fan of, and most people probably are, is momentum moves. So I mean, if you scarf it, it's got U-turn, right? So I mean, you can just fake, just jump right back out if you need to, or you can click the
That's
big
true.
overheat button, or you can pray for Fiery Dance to do stuff. But I mean, depending
you
on
will simply get the proc.
yeah, and then it's got good coverage too. I mean, it's got Energy Ball, it's got Dazzling Gleam. There's a few other little
Discharge.
yeah. So I think we've gone on and on here about Iron Moth, but I'm looking forward to using it. It's certainly gonna be a flexible mon, and the speed tier is pretty good.
Watch out for Akaberry Amoongus.
Yeah, look out for that.
Who did that against Fred?
Connor.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
The
Connor's
Shrigma
team was
male.
the worst. Yeah, the Shrigma male. No, I really like the synergy of this team. I'm as a singles player, I see what you're saying about like Ogre Pawn being locked into one Terra type. Man, the speed boost that just stays on it, it's so good.
It's essentially my fastest mon, like higher than Greninja. Like if you look at this, so first off, I'll just say this is the fastest team I've ever had. But if you just look at the speed tiers over here, like Greninja at 122, Ogerpon just going way past that, and then I still have Latias, Iron Moth at 110, and then I got Venture to a lesser extent 108, and then Giga certainly at a lesser extent. But that's a 50. It's right. He's a fake mon in general. Like I really did think about picking up a one pointer that would be usable, and I was like, all these I could use in like really niche, funny situations. But it's also just funny to leave the Gigas there, and it makes my spread look better if I just throw a normal type on there. So
Good
We
point.
love to see it.
So one thing that has kind of become meta in like the singles draft format is Healing Wish, and you have two Healing Wish mons, which I feel like could be really fun.
did I forget that I haven't?
Sylveon
I
gets
know.
Healing Wish, right?
I don't. She's Wish. I don't know if she gets.
No, she has Wish. She does not have Healing Wish.
Oh, not Healing Wish. Oh, never
yeah.
mind. Forget.
So
Forget I said.
I was so I was really top heavy to start this draft off. So I got Tusk as the round 2 pick. I've always wanted this mon. It's always gone. So grabbing it round 1 and not having to grab Don Fan later on because I couldn't find a better spinner made sense to me. And I don't know how both Chuck and myself managed to get Greninja at the second pick coming all the way back up, but I was super thankful for that. And then round 3, like you mentioned earlier, Colin, I had again lost the Slow King, and so I was already kind of like mitigating, like, okay, I know I'm gonna get this Psychic Poison type. I need to like make sure I'm not too weak to Ghost or Dark, and that was gone. I was like, okay, all right, I got all these hazards, and I'm gonna be really funny, and I'm gonna make it so they stay there. So I grabbed the Golden Go. I actually thought this thing had Volt Switch, to be honest, but Thunderbolt's fine, I guess. Well, I was like, oh yes, slow Volt Switch, that'd be good too. Round 4, I got the Iron Moth. We already talked about that. 5, I got the Ogerpon. I'm a big fan of Ogerpon in general. Obviously, you lose out on like the Inherit Life Orb when you get the Grass one, but you get to use any other item you want. And then, like we said, the speed boost is pretty incredible. You can like disrupt with Encore. You can just come in and U-turn, or you just come in and get that Sword Dance that you just needed, and then all of a sudden you're just swinging. Because Ogerpon does have a good deep move set. And then I was looking at getting Mesprit, and that's when I noticed my points were already kind of like diminishing. And I was like, I can't really afford that. I was like, all right. I was thinking about Sylveon as like one of my budget picks to be like a good, special tank / healer. So like I grabbed the Sylveon. And then after that, I think I grabbed like Haxorus, which I had planned on using, and then a few other ones that I had not. And I'm not going to dive into those, but ended up trading Haxorus for Garganacl to give me a rock type, to give me a little bit more of a defensive pivot that I can go into. and just kind of be really annoying with, especially with Terra, because my Terra points fit kind of too perfectly. I was kind of happy about that. And I did get the Latios from Trey, which again comes back to I didn't think I could afford something like that early on, and then I got to the draft, like, oh, I can just kind of have like a 1-pointer, and I can still like get a good Levitate mon that has like Healing Wish support and a few other things. And
Big Latios fan here. I mean, I was the one that convinced Trey to pick it up in the first place. But,
oh, I could tell you were deep in those GMs during his pickups. Like I said, he had the well, we'll get to him in a moment.
Yeah, we will.
It was very funny, but the no, I think that was my whole little thought process. I think the typing spread looked pretty good. I'm only missing out on flying and ground stabs is it's a sad thing, because you see a lot of teams that those are like the crippling weaknesses are ground and flying.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, I have ground stab. Okay, so this has got a bug in it, because I clearly have a ground stab.
You definitely have a ground stab.
Oh, that's why. This is an easy fix. Ground. There we go. All right.
There we go.
There we go. All right. So yeah, but same point with the ice. Just a very common weakness to have, but you don't typically really run the ice types to have ice moves, so that's kind of neither here nor there. Flying's the big one. I guess we'll slide over here. I got my hazards. I got my one removal, which I think's fine, because Tusk is coming to every game.
Yeah.
I think
if you're gonna only have one, that's a good one to have.
That's yeah. So that's my thought process on a lot of other teams is that if you didn't get like one of the big three, being Tusk, Treads, and Terapagos, then you probably want to pick up like two that are defensively pretty different, so you can kind of mix and match. You don't feel like you're forced to bring them onto a game. But I got a lot of momentum moves. I guess everybody. Oh, Morning Sun. Okay, I was about to say, why is Iron Moth up there? I got two real knockoffers. So I like having maybe a little bit more knockoff than this. But again, these two mons are probably gonna be at most games, so that's probably okay.
Patrick, when are you running Stall Ogrepon?
Stall.
Leech Seed Synthesis.
Oh God. You'll have to walk me through that one, because that's not on my radar right now. But yeah, I mean the categories kind of speak to themselves. I'm just kind of walking through them, but I think most of the boxes are checked. The one being the least is the removal, but that's probably fine.
Only was Nat Dex and Latios could get defog.
That would be nice, and yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of issues with. I mean, I can understand defog disappearing, but there's a lot of mons like missing out on like Roost and stuff. That's pretty tragic.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I think he drafted a solid team. The only worry is that like it might just be a little too like not even frail. Your team's not that frail, but it might just be a little too offensive. I think
it feels that way, right? And that was one of the motivations for picking up the Garganacle instead of the Haxorus. But yeah, I mean, that was one of my issues with my season 3 team, is it had good bulk, but none of my bulk was like slow momentum options. So like I still had to like kind of hard switch into my bigger threats. So like I might have a hard time finding ways to get like Greninja in, for example. Now you probably will see me run Baton Pass a few times on Sylveon just to get the slow initiative if I feel like I need it in certain matchups.
Can't blame you.
That's where it's going to come from. So,
especially with like witch passing, pretty nice.
But yeah, I mean, I think again, I got a team of mons I hadn't really used before, and certainly not having generators new for me. So this would be new territory. So we'll see how it goes.
Permanent damage. This is so crazy.
Well, Chill is still alive, so that's the crazy part. But
oh yeah, Dave and then his friend. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, want to take a lead?
I will gladly take lead on this one. We got the one of the trio I was just talking about in terms of spinners. You got the Terapagos, who I haven't personally used, but I see the stats. You can be bulky wherever you need it to be, special or defensive. With the rapid spin at 85, you certainly can outspeed a lot of things. The mon has a crazy deep move pool. Has at least one good move of every type. That's just him being the Terramon, I guess. So solid start, and then you got Roaring Moon on the swing, which is a mon that I've gotten twice, and I was worried that if a lot of like the special attack speed demons were gone, that was something I was gonna have to look at. And I was like, I really don't want to have to get it a third time. But I mean, it's great mon, and it has knockoff now, which it didn't have in season 1. U-turn, actually pretty good special bulk. Like if you're going up against a Chi-Yu team, you can just run this as like a bulky roost set, and it can handle Chi-Yu. Then you have the mon, I would say, is one of the most polarizing. You either love or hate this mon. You got Lando T.
I love Lando T.
I hate Lando T.
He's awesome. I love Lando T.
This is the stale bread that was Gen 5 and 6, and only was kind of subjugated a little bit because, well, for doubles anyways, and Cinework came out in Gen 7, but now he's the hated mon, so people forget.
Then it was good again in Gen 8 though.
Yeah.
Because it could match
Well,
their stream.
Yeah, that's fair. But solid mon, come in as a defensive tank, intimidate, or you can run it as a speed demon with like scarf and U-turn. So it's just a real hard mon to predict, which is why it was one of the reasons why it was so popular back in like Gen 6. Then another mon I'm not super familiar with, mostly because I don't like its design, but Keldeo is a solid mon.
This one I also have questions about.
Well-
So I'm coming from VGC background, and Keldeo is like legitimately one of the worst Pokemon ever in VGC.
Oh, he's not
at
used
least
in the current format?
So it takes up like one of your mythical restricted slot,
Mhm.
and it is like below like regular old Hoopa. It is below like Shaman normal in usage. Like, that's the level of how bad it is. So I just when I saw it so high, I was like, I don't understand, but I'm very curious.
Oh, wait.
There's got to be a reason.
Yeah, I just looked to see
Oh,
that it doesn't have Scald anymore, which I thought it did.
No, it does not.
No, it's so good. It's so good, especially as a Terra captain. Like flip turn, Sacred Sword, Vacuum Wave is like the majority of its kit.
Vacuum
And it
wave.
just-
Okay.
I know,
It
and that just doesn't seem that good to me. That's what I'm so confused about.
Does it have setup like Calm Mind?
I
or
think it gets
something?
Calm
Oh, it
Mind.
does get Calm Mind.
Um,
Okay, that seems pretty decent.
Yeah, so I mean that, and it's like got a good speed tier, not great. It gets sub so you'll see like, well, I mean obviously it gets sub, but like you'll see like a sub Calm Mind set sometimes. Surf, flip turn. It's like a bulky water that is fast and hits pretty hard.
It's honestly, I'm looking at him and Terapagos, and the spreads are pretty similar, barring like Keldeo is a little bit more offensive. So I mean, yeah, I mean it's got the stats, it's offensive, and not support. But what is it used for a water move? I don't even. This is like surf.
surf.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that's just like the answer for most Pokemon that didn't get scalded back. But
Yeah, they didn't get Skull back.
and then it's like a special fighting move, with Secret Sword or something like that.
I think it's
Yeah.
Is it secret or
Secret Sword.
sacred? 'Cause
Sacred's
there's-
the physical
Secret.
one. Secret.
Okay,
Oh,
it
okay. I
did-
do have a little bit of anti-Keldeo technology as well.
Oh yeah.
So if it has Secret Sword, it will always be the like the one with the horn thing.
Well, you can't change. No.
Resolute form.
He can't change the form, and the Resolute form is not the one that this is. This is just the basic one, but it does get Secret
No,
Sword.
so I'm saying if so the Resolute form does not change the actual like stats or anything. It is just an appearance change, and
Oh.
if it has Secret Sword, it will always be Resolute form. If it does not have Secret Sword, it will always not be.
Oh, is
Interesting.
so that's like a visual team preview thing.
I believe.
Okay, well that is interesting then. So you can tell that it has the move.
Yes.
Okay,
Um,
I was not aware
which
of
that's
this.
something I learned from preparing for VGC, and I was like, oh, cool. Like, can you just like always go Resolute form to like hide whether or not you have Secret Sword? No, you cannot.
So that's crazy. You have like a mechanic like that, but you can't tell which Urshifu they're bringing from Team Preview.
Yep.
That
You
needs to be
can tell which
changed.
Mon came
That
on
needs to be
DLC.
changed. That's bull. That's bull.
Which one you had to pay $25 for?
Yeah. That's crazy. Anyways, enough about the weird pony. Jirachi, which is a fantastic mon. Again, a mon that I kind of thought about myself, but I was already had a psychic mon in mind, which I didn't even get. But just a good defensive mon. You can build it physical, special. You can make it fast and try to go for flinches with Iron Head. It could be Healing Wish or Wish support. This mon does a little bit of everything. Colin, I know you're a fan because you have it on your team.
I am.
Did I leave anything out there?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I kind of said about everything I could, but
yeah, it does a lot.
Let's see. Then we have Sinistra, which is, spin blocker. It's just defensive in the fact that it's got good healing. You have strength sap. You have your signature move Gotcha, which can also burn.
Gotcha.
You get Scald for coverage, which of course burns. Just a solid little mon. And trying to see how it fits on this team. He don't think he has any other grass types, and that's his only ghost. So, I mean, typing wise, that's fine. And then you always run the heat proof on this set in singles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's so good. I think it's such an underrated mod.
you had that. Did you have that in season 3, right?
Yeah, season 3.
Yep.
So a favorite of mine is for sure. Although I do like Sinistra a little bit better.
You picked that up too as a Terra captain, right?
I did not. I picked up Hisuian Typhlosion instead.
Oh, I could have sworn you did.
But
okay.
And I was debating for sure.
Well, speaking of Hisuian, we do have Hisuian Arcanine here with his tremendous damage output. You have extreme speed. You can technically run this one either way. It's not it's more physical based compared to the balance of the normal form, I believe. But yeah, 115 versus 95, so that is a 20-point difference, which is pretty relevant. But I mean, that's not going to keep you from running special if you need to. Just solid mon, nothing. It's just offensive for the most part. I mean, you can run a Will-O-Wisp Morning Sun type of support set, but that's generally seen on the Cantonian form. And then moving on in Hisui, we have Hisuian Quillfish. Which is another. He's got 3 Intimidate mons, I'm realizing now as I've worked my way down. But this is going to be his easy answer to Toxic Spikes, and I guess setting up his own Toxic Spikes. I don't know what else it does in singles. Does it get slow flip turn? I guess I can slide this over a little early here and see. No. Does it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot of what this mon does, other than set up spikes and clean up spikes. Then you have his fairy type, which is more wish support. I don't think it gets healing wish. I think it's just strictly wish. Yeah. But a solid mon, good special wall. 154. Okay, great special wall. Excuse me. And then I know he picked this up post draft. I think it's a 1-pointer mon, but honestly, a really solid pickup in the 1-point category. You get rid of that terrible typing if you terrestrialize it, and then you're getting 184 defense on a better typing, and it has recover, so this can just be and it's a spinner, so just a really solid defensive wall that can help clean up hazards. I think the only caveat to what I just said is that means you're not tearing Keldeo that game, which your opponent's probably very grateful for. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you see the Avalok show up, you have to wonder if it's running the boots. But, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to give up that offensive presence. Overall, he's got a few areas in the red. I don't know if there's any that I would say you could just blindly rapid fire them into his team.
Pretty bad, I will say.
Ground?
I mean, so he does have the
Lando.
Lando, which is going to be switching. I would guess most of the time, but almost all the time. But yeah, ground. You can, if you take care of the Lando, you can click it relatively freely.
I think Sinistra does well though in that regard too. You do get the resistance, and it's got 106 on the defensive side, so it might not be as bad as it looks.
It has strength sap as well, so I feel like you if you can survive 2, then you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it's just, I'm scared of Mamoswine goes crazy into this team, I will say, but Mamoswine goes crazy.
All right, I was about to say ground and ice, not going crazy into something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see here.
I guess technically, Terapagos is a resist for everything as well. Once.
Yeah. I think Fairy might. Well, no, Drachi eats Fairy pretty well too. I'm trying to see if there is a glaring like I can click this button, but I don't think there necessarily is. Like I'm trying to see if there's like a fake resistance. He doesn't have any mons barring like the quillfish that feel very well. I guess the quillfish and the Sui and Avalug are the ones that I'm like not super worried about him bringing. Is that his only spinner actually? No, Tropicos. So yeah,
No, sure.
honestly I don't even know. Yeah, so you're probably not gonna see.
Why is Tropico or why is Sui Avalok on the team?
Maybe did he want the defense? No, I mean he's got the.
It's 1 point.
It is 1 point,
Yeah,
and I do think it's it is one of the better options down there. I think a really funny one. There's no Sun teams in this pool, so I can't bring it up as a good segue. So I'll bring it up now. A funny one I ran into was Alolan Executor, and you just run Harvest with Cut Set Berry. And that mon has like ridiculously good offenses, and it gets endured too if you really just need to be like trolly with it. So I think it's an incredibly funny answer to Sun teams. I unfortunately, if I play any, it's like 1. And then also I didn't know what my schedule was prior to the closing of grace period, so I wouldn't have been able to pick it up for free. So, but I think it is incredibly funny mon. If you're playing both Sun teams and you feel like you're pretty free with your trades, then consider the little 1 point buddy there. What a little big 1 point buddy there.
Yeah.
But I think this is a solid team. I think it's scary. Again, I don't think there's any like real way to abuse it typing wise in terms of just like clicking a single type and feeling pretty good about it. So I think this will be a strong season for Dave.
Yeah, I think this seems pretty scary. I just think it has a lot of stuff that hits super hard.
Tons of stealth rock. Good lord, nobody is going to be pigeonholed into having to run stealth rock one specific week. Someone can find a space for it. But if you want spikes or toxic spikes, that fish is going to have to come, which probably is not going to be terribly too often. Especially since you have better intimidators. But spin removal will always be Terapagos. He's got Healing Wish. He's got Wish. So he's got lots of ways to patch up his team. We know he's infamous in Season 1 for that effing Screamtail making games go on forever.
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like when he misclicked.
He's got plenty of ways to switch across his mon, so I like that. He's only got 1 knockoff. So honestly, like if your team's weak against rocks, like you can kind of lit up on the booties as long as you can just kind of avoid getting knocked out by Roaring Moon. Status, priority, but yeah, he checks most of the boxes. I think that maybe the knockoff might be the weakest part.
How bulky is Hisui and Quillfish?
I mean, you run Eviolite on it, and it's got like 80. It's got 80s. I think it's decent. Hold up, it's 85, 55. It's like 85.
Special defense is pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's gonna be physical, right? Because you come in, you intimidate, and then you have 85, which is a pretty good starting
very,
point.
Very hard to kill physically.
And also, I haven't looked at his schedule, but if he plays the rain, well, I guess it's only 1 rain team, so it's Bokos. Yeah. There's a Swiftsum option. So, and I'm trying to remember what Bokos actually has the Daddy Quillfish Overquill. So
Overquill.
Yep.
One of the coolest rain mons ever, I think.
I mean, it's just nice to have a Swiftsummer who's not, doesn't have to be water, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree with that. Agreed.
How do we feel about the Terra captains here? I mean, obviously Keldio's a solid one.
I
think it's about as good as it could have gotten.
That's good.
I like the Terra captains a lot. I think Sinistcha's super, like with heat proof, you can do like Terra Steel, and then like you only have to worry about ground types.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's true.
It's super hard to play.
Well, I guess you would have to worry about fighting types.
Fighting.
Yeah. But I mean, they're not gonna. You don't have to worry about it the turn you terrestrialize unless they just call you out. But
well, but then I mean, even then, it's like you have your 121. You have your like 106 defense, and then you can hopefully burn it with Machigacha or Strength Sap it. To like, if you survive 1 and click Strength Sap, then you're golden.
And there's not a ton of special.
You're gonna feel real silly when you hit by Focus Blast.
Well, I was about to say there's not a ton of special fighting moves, and that's certainly one you don't want to have to click. That's like I'm backed into a corner. I didn't have any other choice. Like, please hit.
You're gonna feel real silly when you hit by Terra Fighting Terra Blast.
Oh, that's true.
And it changes to a special move after you get 1 Strength Sap.
That's interesting.
That's fun. That's funny.
That is interesting. All right, where are we here? Milwaukee Sauce Bucks. Fred, why don't you take back over?
All right. So we have this is where the slide of the ugly cat stopped. I think there was a lot of like contention. Like there was people further down who wanted Meowscarada. Um, like besides the way it looks, it's such a good
Yeah.
mon. It's so fun to use. Protein's really fun. It has like awesome speed. It's one of like the faster top mons. With like U-turn, a guaranteed crit with flower trick. Um, like cool typing that you don't have to worry about defensively because of its ability. And then that combined with like Raging Bolt, I just think it kind of, I don't know, I think that's like good coverage with the electric and like the grass and dark of Meowscarada. I'm not a huge Bolt fan. I know everybody loves it, and a lot of people talked about how good it was as a Terra Captain. Can either of you speak to
Well, I
why
mean,
that's so good?
the reason why it's good
I
as a
can't
Terra
explain,
Captain
like
is because
Bolt is
its
good.
coverage is not super wide, right? I mean, it's got electric moves, it's got dragon
Yeah,
moves,
that's a
and
good
then
point.
like it might have like one like niche move that probably doesn't fit. Like it's probably not even a special attack, but yeah, you give it Terra Blast, and all of a sudden you can start hitting other things. You can put Terra Fairy or Terra Ice if you're doing like the whole Regieleki thing, but probably to a lesser extent
Yeah,
because now you're a slow ice type. So. Um, no, I
good
mean
point.
you have
Are they?
incredible bulk, incredible special attack, um, and of
Mhm.
course you have the priority thunderclap. So I mean, if you just need to shed your dragon typing and get a boost to your electric moves, and then lose 3 weaknesses to have only one, that's also incredibly powerful.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Good
so
point.
I'm a former Raging Bolt hater. It's again from VGC, because like week one, everybody was running like Calm Mind sets, and I mean, Calm Mind's better in singles still for sure. But like it was just performing horribly, and I could never get it to work. I was like, this mon sucks. Why did everybody say it was good? And then once I saw that you could like give it leftovers or Assault Fest, or like choice specs, and I go, oh right,
Predictability. Yep.
that's
No,
Yep.
yeah. This one's actually quite good. It's so hard to kill, especially if it goes Terra Electric, which or Terra Fairy. Um, it's quite strong. Um, yeah, I
yeah,
hate seeing it on ladder.
no, that makes sense. Um, but then you get into the other elite spinner. So this is the out of
Hmm.
four of the first teams, the third elite spinner
I don't know
with
how that
Iron
Mon made
Tread.
it all the way back up. He got it round 2, but it made it all the way. Um, all the way down. He was the fourth pick, and it got all the way down. All I came all the way back up to him, and I thought that was incredible. I can't believe people let that get passed up.
Yeah, it
That'd
is
be
funny
almost as
because in the
crazy
other,
as like Iron Bundle making it to the fourth round. Wait.
yeah,
I don't know if see. I don't want to be in that position where I have to click Hydro Pump. Like you can make the parallel joke to like Rotom, but Rotom doesn't die if he misses Hydro Pump most of the time. Like the Iron Bundle could just like make or break like on a Hydro Pump, and I don't know. It's still this is a little too anxiety inducing for me. But I get it on
I
your
live
team
on the
especially
edge.
because you managed to get a Slow King, so you can
I did.
Chilly Reception. Now you have 100% accurate Blizzards to have a good time with. So I mean, that makes a little bit more sense to me, and I don't like you for it. But well, I guess one funny little side is I almost didn't give Garganackle the ability to Terra because I was so afraid of the fact there were 2 iron bundles that I almost drafted a 2-point Lapras so I could make it a Terra Captain. And I thought I did it in my head, and I looked at it for a little bit, and I was like, this is so stupid. Like I'm gonna make myself lose so many other games just to have a better matchup into bundles. Like that, fine. If I lose to bundle, fine. Like,
And we'll see the other bundle team.
well, and
But
you and I played the end of the season, so I'm gonna have to deal with it at some point. But
might be seeing a waiver used at the end of week 5.
maybe we'll
get
see.
Lapras back.
I'll have to run the math. I do have some bulky mons that maybe can deal, but yeah. Anyways, that's a huge deviation from what we're talking about
Far in the
here.
future. Yeah.
And I think we're coming on to one of Fred's favorite mons to talk about here.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we'll get through treads. It's awesome spinner. It's very fast. Volt switch. It can put up rocks. It has a good attack stat at 112. It can do Iron Head, Earthquake, all that fun stuff. And it can be really fun with booster energy. You can see like the speed booster energy You don't see that often, but it's an option. And then my beloved Alo Momola is it's just the best mod. There's so much fun stuff you can do with it. Like obviously, what I ran a lot was either boots or Rocky helmet, and you just wish and flip turn. Um, it really doesn't do much offensively. It's not going to do a ton of damage. It's got scald. It's got flip turn. It's got, I mean, liquidation, but you're never going to run that. Icy wind if you need, and then
I mean, it
also
had like I think in a
gets
niche scenario,
knockoff.
it does have a usable attack stat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
75.
I mean, yeah, 75. It's
Yeah.
usable. But you're usually not going to invest in the attack stat. You
Yeah, no, I
could.
mean, it'd be like a niche scenario. If like something is quad weak to water or something, you might put a little
Yeah, sure,
to
But
an
sure.
Arcanine, for example.
but I
But
mean, it's just a recipe for. I wish both Alomomola and Meowscarada I wish came in a better wrapper because I love their kits and I just don't
They're
like
both
looking. I don't like looking at them. But to have 165 slow flip
is
turn wish
crazy.
passer is
yeah,
Super
ridiculous. Like
generator.
you can heal up
yeah.
almost. You can heal almost
And
like full health everything, and you're getting health back for yourself while you're doing it.
yep,
It's just
it's
crazy.
dumb.
It's so good.
It's
Like
so
you're,
dumb.
you're gonna bring if you can you're gonna bring psychic noise in a few spots if you're going up against like an Alomomola because you just do not want it playing its game.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just such a cool mod. Like I know you think it's ugly, but it's beautiful to me.
Well, you
Wait,
Um,
so does Psychic Noise stop Regenerator?
uh yes, I think it
uh,
does. I think it does, and it also will stop you from using Healing Wish. I'm pretty certain as well. So
Yeah,
it's just like a win-win if you click it on it.
yeah. So
interesting.
look out, a little Momola. But yeah, that's about it.
I guess you could be really funny and just run. Well, actually, I don't know if that would work. No, I was about to say you could run Mentaler, but I don't think Mentaler will stop a healing block. So
No,
never
I
mind.
don't think it does.
Oh, you just gotta
On to Besprit.
pray. Yeah, Mesprit. Mesprit is also on my team. Um, I think it can just do so many cool things. It has U-turn, it has knockoff, it has psychic noise. It can set up with Calm Mind, um, and then it also has Healing Wish. So it can do all these things. It's bulky with a 105 defense and special defense. And then at the end of its life, it can just Healing Wish and bring back your Meowscarada, your Raging Bolt,
Hmm.
back from the brink of death. It's just a really
Your
cool
little
mon.
Mola that happened
He
to get
he
crit or
he
something
he.
earlier
Yeah,
Yeah,
can be
exactly.
impossible to
Uh,
kill again.
I really did consider this mod right before he picked it up, and I talked myself out of it because I had just spent so many points. But like, how the draft ended out is I ended up trading and picking out like Gladios, which is worth more points than this anyways. So like, I definitely could have picked it up when I did, but for all the reasons you mentioned, it's a great utility and a nice little centerpiece to your team.
Yeah, it's super
I'm
flexible.
very intrigued. I guess it is entirely because of Healing Wish, but Mesprit has like generally always been the worst of the three,
Hmm.
Guardians. And I
Yeah,
thought it was
for
so
sure.
interesting to see it, like the most expensive one this time.
Yeah,
But
I
it does have worse stats than the other two, I think.
it
I think it's just
But
because it can do more things. It kind of splits the difference. Like it's way bulkier than Azelf, and it hits a lot harder than Uxie.
it's got bolt beam for and not that it's going to ever really be that offensive, but if it wanted to be, that's always
I
good
keep getting
coverage.
in Randbats. I keep getting the scarf one, and they didn't never even give it Mystic Power, and I don't understand how. Like, why? What? Who came up with the set? Get away! Get it! Go away!
No, it's definitely like a good bulky pivot.
And two of his
And I
better
feel like that's what it'll be
mons,
used at.
yeah, two of his better mons are ground weak, right? So you have that nice little levitate to put a little bow on the top.
Yeah. And then you get Lycanroc Dusk. I get all the Lycanrocs mixed up. Um, but yeah, this is the one. It probably gets Accelerock,
I think
right?
so. I think both the ones that aren't knight
Yes.
are get the yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that with Tough Claws. I mean, it hits hard. And then like, it doesn't get No Guard though, because that's the Midnight one, right?
Yep,
Yes.
yep.
So
Yeah, it
so you
only
have
has
to
tough
risk
claws.
you have to risk the missing Stone Edge and stuff with this one. But I mean, it's fast. Like, you don't see many fast rock types, so that's pretty cool. Along with Accelerock, interesting. And then one of my favorite defensive mons in this format is Moltres. I think Moltres is really really good with like Flame Body. Um,
Yeah.
like if you can just switch this in on pretty much any physical hit that's not a rock type move, and you get like really good return for it. Um, it gets Will-O-Wisp, it gets Roost. It's just a really good defensive mon. Um, and then another one of my favorite mons, Pheasantipity, is so cool.
I love that
Um,
I
bird.
was about to say, I think you two agree
it's
on that one.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I think it has the best use out of all what are the mons from the
Oh,
DLC? What's their like name called?
it's like a
The
positive
Royal
name.
Three.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it has the best use of their special ability, like Toxic Chain, just
Yes,
because
for sure.
of how defensive it is, um, with like U-turn and the different moves it
I
can
guess
run with
Monkey
like
Dory
beat
can
up.
fake out and U-turn as well, but yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah, Fez is better.
agreed. And then I mean, it can roost, and it can attack like it can be like physical or special, and Toxic Chain uses like the special, like if you hit a Moon Blast, it has the chance of toxicking as well,
Which
which
is
is really
crazy.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a really fun mod. I like its defensive typing. I think that's really fun. Um, and then you can like even put like a assault vest on it and make it really hard to kill and like you turn around. It's just a super fun mod to use. Um,
It
and
also
then
like notably gets Technician, which is not as useful in singles. I don't think as doubles, but it has like a lot of moves that work with it as well.
Hmm.
It's pretty nice. Um,
yeah,
you're not
that's a
gonna use
good
that as
point.
often, but it's good to know.
It's
Yeah,
got
I think it's like dual wing beat that takes advantage of it as
it's
well.
got it between its move pool and its stat distribution. It's confusing to look at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's interesting.
it gets you
Yeah,
can
but
do
it's
Technician double kick to kill King Gambit,
Ooh.
which I have
oh,
done before.
that's awesome. That's so
It has
cool.
to be life orb. He doesn't get the kill without it.
Oh gosh.
That's crazy. Um, and then another awesome mon, Slitherwing, which I had as a Terra Captain initially, and I switched for Comfey. But man,
Shout
Terra
out.
Bug, yeah, yeah, dude. But Terra Bug, first
First
impression is gonna
impression.
hit so hard. Oh my god. You could put like a scarf on this, a band on this, and you can U-turn around. Um, and it's just gonna hit so hard. It's gonna hit like way too hard. It's got like a cool offensive typing. I think it gets flame charge,
I believe so.
maybe. Yeah, so I mean, it can really do some stuff. I think it was like it's like a good budget mon. It's gonna hit hard. Um, and
I
then another Avalugg. That's weird.
well, no, it's
The Dave
not.
Cabal.
Not. Yeah, I was about to say these are two heavily Dave influenced teams here, but I mean, say insert copy and paste what we said about the first one here, barring being probably a little worse. But actually no, this one's 2 point. The other one was a 1 pointer, so I think the maybe I feel like the stat distribution's back to back, but I assume this one probably has a slightly better distribution of
No,
its
the
ability.
defense is the same.
No,
No,
it's just not as bad of a typing. Ice
yeah, I think
Rock
it's
is like
typing.
truly
Oh,
horrendous.
okay. I mean, yeah, I mean it's got 2 4 times weaknesses, but the I didn't realize when you got lined up to lead the discussion on this team that you had three mons in common with it. Um, but that worked out well.
Yeah, it did. I get what he was thinking.
The one
um,
thing I think I would have really liked on this team is like being able to make Moltres a Terra Captain. I
uh,
think that would be
Yeah.
like better than probably both Slither and Avalugg. So I don't know if the points go up for Moltres Terra too
that's a
much,
good question. I can take a
but
peek at that. In fact, I can switch us over here, and let's see what I should look. What tier it was. I think it was 10, right?
it's 8, I
It's
Eight.
believe.
8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, it
no,
didn't.
except that was
No,
a
it doesn't change.
that was a viable option.
Hmm. I
Well,
would
I
have
will say
definitely done that instead of So Slither, but
It hurt me to take away Slither's Terra
and Avalok,
status.
I guess.
I get it. I don't hate Moltres' typing. I mean, it's not what you would expect with a defensive like pivot and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see many defensive fire types other than, I mean, in singles at least. Um, so yeah, I could
Oh,
see it being
really?
like a yeah. I mean, like
Huh.
Incineroar can be used in that way, but it's just not something you
I
see in
guess
singles very often.
the ubiquity of Incineroar and VGC is really like made me forget that
Yeah,
fire is a generally considered offensive type in
yeah,
singles.
exactly. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see it being like a big problem to deal with. Like a Terra Water Moltres would be like not fun to
That
deal
seems
with.
That
really
yeah.
or the Terra Ground maybe. You know, really
Yeah,
electric
yeah,
I mean, just
electric and
whatever you need that week. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, I get it.
I would
That's
consider that. I would even consider like using a free agent waiver on that. I think it seems quite good. And you're probably like never bringing Avalug, and if
yeah.
you do, you're not
I
going to
mean,
tear it.
you. I
So
mean, again, this is just like the previous team, right? You have a fantastic top three rapid spinner. Why would you almost like why are you bringing Avalug unless you really just need a defensive wall for some
yeah,
reason? Um,
yep.
so probably not gonna see a lot of Avalug. But again, one pointer, so you can't fault anybody too hard for that.
Right. No, I'm not saying Avalug's bad. I'm saying that I would switch the Terra captains from Slither and
So,
Avalug because Avalug's effectively not real.
I,
Um,
something I just realized I love about this team. Look at all this.
so much.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
everywhere. I mean, one, two,
Yeah,
three,
everything
four,
you're
five,
bringing.
6, 7, 8, 9. Literally, the Avalug is the only
Eight.
thing.
Eight.
Is there a double up here?
Well, on there twice.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I didn't count the Limo though.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
That's incredible. I love that. I'm envious of this because I don't have nearly this many. Let's see. Got three forms of knockoff. So,
Yeah, three great knockoff
hmm
mons.
and what were we talking about in regards to that? Oh, well, I guess against him, you would want the knockoff or the Moltres, but at the same time, you're having to flip the 1 and 3. Please don't burn me while I remove your
The one and
shoes.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
I swear to God, it's every time.
It
Just
does
run
feel that.
what is it? Protective pads on your knockoff mon.
Protective
Yes,
pads.
sir. That's actually a very viable thing to do into this team. Um, and let's see, actually
A lot of priority.
I don't know how often you click the Aquajet button on a
Well,
Limomola, but it's there. But the yeah yeah
double sucker punch.
a lot of
Thunder
viable
Stellar Rock.
a lot of viable priority too. Good amount of taunters. Um, good removal. No, not well. Mesprit. If you're gonna have a scream on it, probably would be Mesprit. So that looks good too. Aurora Veil's funny, but probably not gonna be.
I don't think that's gonna come
We're in the
up.
VGC section. We don't need to go that far for singles, but no, I think the utilities here in large numbers in some spots. So I really like this. I guess we didn't really look too hard at the typings. I do think if you have a strong ghost type, you can just click the ghost button into this team. Yaskrat is not going to want to switch in and take a lot of hits.
Hmm.
So I do think that's a viable chink in the armor to try to aim for. What's this? Rock? Well, that's a fantastic switch into rock. So I guess I don't have too much to say about that. And then Avalog's kind of like a fake weakness, anyways.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
The one
I
a
mean,
little, I guess, ground is so volatile. You got again the two
levitate and
immunities,
flying. Yeah.
but ground is going to be pretty good for hitting those like three of the biggest threats in my or four of the biggest threats
Well,
actually.
yeah, I mean, if Bolt goes offensive and goes Terra Electric, like that's the only way to do like significant
Hmm.
damage to it. So, honestly, he's
Yeah,
really
Meow
enabled
again is not
himself
really
to do
defensive
that.
pitching.
No, I think this is a great team. This might be one of the more one of my favorites that I've seen so far. Not necessarily aesthetically. Aesthetically, it's probably on the lower end, but functionally, I like the team.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
obviously love it. It's awesome.
All right. Colin, I think you'll
Somebody else goes, so I can get trays next. Or unless
okay,
you
all
want
right,
me to
all
do
right, all right. No, it's fine, it's fine. I got it. I'll be salty about this one too. But the we have the ruiner of drafts here. We have our Gateway Glaciers and Chilla. But round one, grabbed the Bax Caliber pick. Which no surprise to anybody. This man loves his ice types, and that's no different this season. He's got 3. Um, and
Dude.
of course he wanted to pair it with some snow. And I messaged Fred about this, and I was like, man, what if Chilla figures out that he can chili reception and set up the snow? And Fred's like, nah, he won't figure it out. And then round 2, my man takes my soaking from me, and completely changes like how I'm really like a lot of my draft. I think a lot of my draft changed because of that one pickup. And not like I didn't have backup plans. I did, but like my main draft plan was kind of derailed for the most part.
I was convinced like Alola Ninetales was going round 2. My bad.
No, I mean, I wasn't gonna draft. I wasn't gonna draft Slowking round 1. So I mean, it's like you can't say my bad, right? And I definitely was gonna get it before it came back around to him. So I mean, I did what I could within reason, which was grab Tusk and pray that no one took Slowking. But no, I mean, it's a solid pickup. I would have grabbed if I'd got the Slowking. I would have targeted Kyurem instead of Excalibur, just because you have the flexibility to choose which side of the spectrum you want to shoot for. And to that degree, he doesn't really have a lot of incentive on his team to click like the fire button, I'd say. You know what? Maybe I take that back a little bit. I'm looking over at the types. He's only got 2 resist. One of them's like pretty brittle. So I guess you could kind of free-flowingly type hit the fire button, but then of course my point was thermal exchange. You know, you give yourself a reason to power it up. But yeah, I mean, Kyurem and Excalibur went round 1, which I think kind of surprised a lot of people. And of course,
That
again,
surprised me.
yeah, got the Slowking, so you got your slow switch initiative, you got your regenerator mon, you got your way to set up snow for your ice shenanigans. So just and I go on and on. This is probably, if not my favorite draft mon, one of my favorites. So I was looking forward to using him a second time, but didn't happen. So maybe in season 9, who knows? But he later in the draft managed to get bundle, which I think went even later than he did in your pool, Colin. You said you got him round 4. I think nobody really wanted to be brave with bundle.
Round 9.
But both bundles ended up with Galarian Slowking, so they're equipped to be pretty solid. And I don't really need to dive into what bundle does, just fast offense nuke. But he also picked up Chomp. I can't remember where in his. I mean, I guess I could just do this and look where.
That was last.
Was it very? Oh, I was late. Yeah. Okay. So like Katarina was round 3. Which I think when he picked it up, he's like, I was like, I'll settle for this or whatever. I'm like, settle? Like this is a phenomenal mon, right? So I mean, you decentivize your opponent from wanting to freely click hazards into you. You get a healing wish mon. You get a mon that can just win games. You take out like the one thing because you got like what 2 weaknesses? 3: steel, poison, and
Ghost.
And ghost. And 2 of those aren't really used super offensively commonly. But you know, she can just win games on her own. Just gets the calm minds going, gets the draining kisses, and just stays healthy and pushes on through. It is a fantastic mon. I had her in season 3. Had a great time using her. So I don't know what he meant by settle. But then he finally picked up the more predictable Alolan Ninetales in round 4, and he did make it a Terra Captain. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it has like quad beaks as a steel, but it's not an offensive mon. It's not a tank, so I don't know if making it a Terra Captain makes a ton of sense. Like I guess, like if you don't run around boots, then you can make it so you can switch in more often. But again, you have Slowking, who's probably a better source of snow, anyways. But overall, I mean, it's a good mon. You can get your Aurora Veil nonsense off if you want to do screens 1 week. And it's got Baton Pass for some momentum, so it's a solid mon in and of itself. He grabbed Ogerpon Fire or Heartflame.
The low kick.
We'll get to that. That was another anger point for somebody else. But the Heartflame, I think he wanted Cornerstone. I think he mentioned. I mean Heartflame's fine here. I'm trying to. It's a solid mon. I'm trying to like rationalize what made him pick this one up specifically. I mean, he does. You know, it's his only fire type, and I guess he just is train of thought was I wanted Cornerstone, but I still want an Ogre Pawn. I'll grab Hearthflame. And he already had Quackleval at that point, so I guess he would decentivized himself from picking up Ogre Pawn Wellspring. Which I guess as a side note, I am extremely surprised nobody picked up that monster. But still available if anybody wants it. The Quackleval was his spinner of choice, which I think I did make the comment that with all these ice types, he was going to definitely need a couple of spinners, and he did pick up another one in Brambleghast a little bit later. But Quackleval, good offensive mon, get your Aqua Step to get your speed going, because it's actually slower than you think. I think it's like 80 something, right, to start, 85. So like this mon can get going, and it's kind of a it seems awkward to me. I get why it's good because it's it's a Moximon. You get the speed up, you start getting your attack up. It makes sense. But I don't know, not in my wheelhouse. Not something that's usually on the radar for me. Outside of the fact I don't
I do
like
not
it
like the
aesthetically.
fascist duck.
But you like what?
I do not like the fascist duck.
The fascist duck.
The Hitler Youth Duck.
That's the first stage is the Hitler Youth duck.
Something notable, I mean, you could tell it's not a Terra Captain, but it can't be a Terra Captain. It's the only Ogre Bond that cannot Terra, and for good reason, right? You just instantly get, if you Terrastalize, and you get like essentially adaptability with its crazy stats, that would be busted. But
Better than adaptability.
well, is it?
Yep, because adaptability puts you to a 2 times boost, whereas this gets you a 1.5 times a 1.5, which is a 2.25 times boost.
Oh, okay, true. Yes, that's ridiculous. So good reason it's banned, but I'd mention it. This was anger inducing for a different player. This was one of Zach's picks that he had in season 1. Actually, this man just stole people's season 1 dreams here, but he is the proud owner, I guess, of the low kicks. And we know what this mon does: Tinted Lens, Sword Dance, Sucker Punch.
Airbug, Tinted Lens go crazy.
Well, you can Terrorbug as well with like first impression, but this mon hits hard for what is essentially a pretty cheap and low BST mon, so it's surprising value. It's got a pretty decent speed tier at 92. Not the worst, not the best, but and then again the second spinner. We were talking about this earlier, but I did not realize the Wind Rider ability actually is like an immunity to damage as well, to like like Hurricane, for example. So really,
Hurricane, Blizzard.
Yeah, and like Icy Wind, and I think like
Heat Wave.
Heat Wave, yeah. So it's really interesting. So I mean, I haven't used this mon personally, but it is his spin blocker. It's a secondary rapid spinner, which again, if you don't have one of the big 3, I think that's nice that you have the flexibility of not feeling like you have to bring a mon that doesn't really fit into a matchup that specific week. And
it's also a poor man's what's the other grass ghost type that we were talking about earlier? Poltergeist.
Well, I mean,
so it also gets strength sap.
It's true, yeah.
That's the point.
And it's same typing. And you can also get Leech Seed as well, so it can be even just as annoying.
It's not very bulky, but it can. It's more offensive, right? So 115 attack, which is not crazy, but still solid. And that 90
It'll
speed.
hit hard with a Poltergeist.
Sure, and it's going to an offensive ghost is great because like not a lot of things can So I mean, not many people have normal types, and if you don't have that dark type, it might be hard to find a good. You'll get a good chunk of damage with that Poltergeist, and again, you can get that speed up with that rapid spin that you probably are running. So it does get a chance to do some damage. So I do think it's a solid pickup towards the end of his draft. I think he might have picked it up post draft. But that said, having multiple ice types is a problem. And if you look at his type chart, I don't think we've seen this up to this point. I don't think we've gotten to show off the dark red. This is not just red. This is dark red. I don't think we've had that on anybody else's. Flying types, go ahead, click it. Rock type, sure. Like the Garchomp might eat it, but like everything else is gonna just disintegrate. Ghost type, click it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And then that's not the. There's other. I mean, fairies pretty. Decently free to click. Not nearly as bad, obviously, which is why it's a lighter shade of red. Fire type, no, go figure into an ice team that fire would be good. But yeah, I think
he's terrified of Oricorio.
aren't we all? But the yeah, this defensively speaking, this is gonna be hard to figure out how you're gonna avoid certain things certain weeks. Like if you shoot, yeah, I don't know, man. I would have looked at this if I would have tried to figure this out if I was him during the grace period, because there are some glaring weaknesses. And I think those are going to be hard to deal with. Not looking at this chart, you look at this team like, oh yeah, it's got a lot of scary threats. You have good defensive pivots. Like those check marks are there, but then you look at the typings, you're like, well. Now, granted, you do have Terra Slowking who can kind of help mitigate that with his Terra that week. And I feel like you might get pigeonholed into him having to be Terra captain every week because of that. And that would help alleviate some of the ghost problems. But yeah, I don't know. Defensively, it looks a little rough. In terms of utility, you got your hazards, all of them minus sticky webs. That's fine. 2 rapid spinners, I think that's fine. That's good if you don't have one of the big 3. Healing support, you do have Healing Wish. Of course, you have Regenerator Mon, which is great. Actually, a really solid amount of momentum. Well, let's see. There's a couple repeats in here, but 5 is no. You have a ton. You have a ton. A lot of good momentum switches. Hattering probably is rarely going to have room for this. I think maybe I may have run it like once in season 3, but you have 3 solid knockoff mons. 2 at least that will probably be there most weeks. Let's see, a lot of status, priority. That's gonna be important here. Let's see, first impression. This is probably the strongest ice shard of the game, so that's probably relevant. Shadow Sneak's relevant because it has 115. That's pretty good. And then low kick is all about trying to attack before the opponent can do anything to it. So, is there anything else I want to mention? Obviously, we have the screens. You have plenty of ways to remove screens. Yeah, so I mean, I think utility-wise, he's fine. I think, your core fundamentals, you're fine. I think just the typings is what scares me about this team.
Shocker, the team with 3 ice types
Yeah.
is not a very good typing.
Well, and only one of them's rock, though. Well, no, I mean, I guess, but you still have red and fire, too. It's not deep red. But again, This is the first team I think we've seen that the deep red has come out on the board. So I don't think he was really paying attention to those weaknesses when he was doing the draft.
No.
Anybody else want to point anything out? I know I kind of talked the entire time on this one for the most part, but
No, I mean, you went pretty in depth.
No,
I don't really like the typings, but I think that I would never have liked the typings on a Chilla team. So
yeah,
can't be too. This is better than I expected.
Yeah,
with only 3
I
ice
do.
types.
I will say I do think this is one of his better teams. But F you Chilla for taking Slowking. But anyways, all right, here's what you wanted. So take it away.
Right. Well, I can take the first half of this team, and then and not like take this is. So if you look at the order that it is drafted in,
I got you. Hold up.
the first 4 were all like agreed upon between me and Trey. We thought, yeah, that sounds really good. We kind of didn't expect Tornado's Therian to drop, or we wouldn't have been surprised if it gotten taken, but that was up there. And then Torn Ting-Lu is just so annoying to deal with. And then I don't really understand what Petrarunt does as much, but it's a good spin blocker. I know that.
Yep.
And then Palafin is so good. And this is a team that encourages, like, it makes it harder to, like, you don't. It's very easy to switch out because you have so many good defensive switches in.
Yeah.
So Palafin's great on this team. And then after this is where I would say that if you look at the first draft, that's where my influence came in. This is now you can just smell Dave's grubby hands all inside of this one.
Did Dave get in here?
Yeah. So the only one that was a me which was not even really like this is the only one that I agreed with was Blaziken. Everything else I do not like. I will say I think Belly Bolt is bad because I hate that his eyes are not his eyes.
You're a hater.
I guess
You're
those
a hater.
are those nostrils? Is that what I get out of that?
No, like the
Oh
eyes, the
no,
side
that's
of the
right.
head
No, that's
are-
right. The ones that's right. The ones on the middle are the eyes. That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know. Again, I don't play a lot of like OU, but I do play a lot of random battles, and every time I get Belly Bolt, it's awful. And you'll get the charge and then do like 40% to on a super effective move, and I just don't understand. But I don't love Enamorus without being able to Terra it. But it's a decent offensive mon, I guess.
I mean, if you're grabbing Tornadus Therian, you're not getting like a crazy like secondary Terra Captain, right? Because that's 20 of your points gone.
Yeah, that's no, that's true. That's I just wouldn't have picked Enamorus.
Oh yeah, okay, fair.
So I don't like his speed tiers very much. Like you have Torn, and then you have Blaziken with a speed boost, and everything else is like not great. Palafin has Jet Punch, we can make up for that, obviously. But I don't love the pivoting on this team either. Like, unless
you slide over. I can slide over here for a second. Let's see momentum.
I don't know.
Oh, it's got a decent amount. U-turn obviously here and here.
Oh,
Parting shot. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then flip turn. So he's got a decent amount, I think. But
I just hate the Volt Switchers. They're just so not real to me.
Well,
I don't like Forextras on the team when you have one of the best hazard setters in the game already. When are you like? But he's like some kind of spinner, I guess.
I do think that's one of the weaker points that we can dive into in a little bit. But yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that the Dunsparce is funny. I will say the Dunsparce is really funny.
It does things, right?
I don't know if
coil or roost. Why does it have roost?
I think it does Calm Mind usually.
Well, it's got flexibility in that regard, I guess. But awkward setup.
Yeah, it gets Boom Burst.
It does get Boom Burst. Boom Burst is quite strong. But no, I love the top four. Well, I don't love Petramon, but I think it's really good here. I don't love Tinglu, but
what a Treymon that Petramon. Really Am I right?
That's so true. Petramon is like a Treymon to its core.
Quintessential.
We all agree.
You can't see it, but we're shaking hands right now.
I think Carbink is also quite funny.
It's an interesting pickup. I feel like there's probably I only looked at the 1 point column, but I feel like there had been some decent things in 2 points, and I don't know what Carbink does for this. I mean, yeah, I don't know what it does for this team because you already have a fairy type, you already have both Fortress and Tinglu who can just spam hazards. Like, why did you pick up the 2 point Carbink?
I guess Iron Defense Body Press. I don't know.
Maybe
screens.
But it's not a Terra Captain, so it's still not even doing that much damage.
Yeah, I don't think this mon shows. I don't know. Again, I didn't look through the 2 point tier, but I gotta think like if I could find reasonable excuses for 1 pointers, there's gotta be something in 2 that would have been like a nice pickup.
It gets screens.
I mean, let's look. I mean, was that his only option for screens here? No. I mean, he's got that could have given Belly Bolt something to do. Like,
hey! You guys are missing out on Belly Bolt. Belly Bolt's a real thing.
I never used him.
You just Terra Electric and you click Parabolic Charge.
Okay,
and
but then you're not Terraing your Tornadus.
You're not Terraing Torn.
And you don't Terra it. You click Parabolic Charge and Charge Beam.
13%, and then you heal back 5, and then you die.
Yeah. No, you're clicking Charge Beam. You're clicking Slack Off. Don't worry, it works.
And what turns did you do that? Like
a lot of turns.
You listed 2 more turns. I didn't think he was going to get there.
No, you get rid of the ground types and you click Charge Beam. Don't worry about it.
And as we know, Earthquake is like a totally niche coverage move that no one has ever run before.
Here's I think the best way I would summarize this team. I would say 95% of the time. Well, shoot. I don't know if I can even say that. Here's the reason why I was about to say 95% of the time you know the 6 that he wants to bring, right? But his only rapid spinner is Fortress on a team where you have Tinglu. And it's like the Fortress's entire existence and justification is rapid spin because everything it wants to do is already being handled by a mon that's just way better than it. So like if you're... And I don't know what other rapid spinners... He had Aleki at one point. Like, I feel like that would have been better. Did. I don't know why he got rid of Aleki and picked up... Aleki was only 1 point more. Like, you could have made this card being on a 1-pointer and picked up Aleki. Like, what was the...
Belly Bolt just could have been Aleki.
Yeah. I don't get it. He had the Aleki. That was so much of a better option if your opponent doesn't have a ground type. Like, just Aleki can like actually be good other than being a screen setter with rapid spin. Like, I don't know. It just feels like that was a better choice And again, if I'm prepping for this team, which this, funny enough is the only season I ever have not had to prep for this team, I don't really like I'll bring options for them, but I'm not like really worried about these things like running away and messing up the game for me. So like these are what I'm focusing on prepping for like these 6, and if I can handle these 6, I can probably handle these 4 with whatever's left over.
Yeah,
I
I
think
would
the
agree.
benefit. I think the benefit of
ENC is
Fortress
really hard to
over.
kill though.
It's thick.
Yeah.
Now we say that we have come across our dark red color again here. The water button is pretty easy to click here. So I don't know. Maybe you're going Terra Water or Tornadus most weeks, perhaps. And that would certainly help patch this up. So maybe it's not as glaring as it looks, because you're certainly tearing Tornadus, and
Paragraphs,
water is
aka.
not a bad option. Yeah, I mean if you're playing against like the rain team, like you could do grass. And I don't have his schedule right here, but rock is us. Well, you're probably gonna have Tinglu around to switch into that pretty freely, but yeah, I mean the water one's the probably the bigger one. You're gonna have to really focus your Terra, I think, around that to make sure you're not getting leaving yourself wide open. But
I do think that the like lack of like an offensive grass or any grass type really is kind of noticed here as well. I think that would be helpful. But
it's always nice to have a fire, water, grass core because they don't have any like overlapping weaknesses. So it is a nice level of flexibility that is a little lost.
I think a dragon type also could have done well here, but oh well.
Well, yeah,
So
everyone
that patches
enjoys
the water.
everybody enjoys a good dragon, but yeah, I don't know. The fortress pickup is probably well, the carping's only 2 points, so I'm not going to get too hung up on that one. But the fortress pickup as your spinner, there had been, well, we know there was something else better, but even then, like outside Lucky, there probably were things I think that probably fit better on a Ting Lu team. So
Yeah.
I'm not certain.
Also, you can see in our DMs, I said, "Oh, we're just looking at like budget like mons and like in budget like Volt Switch or U-turn." And I said, "Oh, maybe Fortress." Then I go, "Oh no, actually, that seems quite bad when you already have Ting Lu." And then lo and behold, here it is on the team. But
I'm trying to remember. Did he pick up Blaziken post draft or did he get during the main draft?
post draft.
Yeah. So I remember I was talking with him a little bit post draft, and I thought it would be incredibly good because he could have got Skeledirge as an 8-point Terra captain, and that would have been pretty solid into a lot of matchups. I mean, yeah, you double up in ghost typing, but an unaware mon that you can change the typing on could come in handy in certain matchups. But
And he already used Crocolore to great success in season 1.
that's true. His baby boy could have grown up. So I don't know. I mean, there still are a lot of good threats here, right? I mean, we've been a little negative here towards the end, but I mean, the beginning is great, right? You have Tornadus,
Yeah,
Therian, you have
good.
great, accessibility to hazards. You have the ability to punch through walls with Palafin. You have probably the second best spin blocker. I don't know if that's a stretch, but I would imagine so. And then Blaziken's.
That's what Trey said. It was the second best.
Yeah, and Blaziken's an amazing one. I do like the pickup. And it gives, and like you said, it does add a little bit more speed in there that I think is needed. So I do think there's a lot of good here. I'm focusing on 6 that I'm really prepping for, which I do think is a weakness that comes along with draft, and that the lower picks are a little more jokey. But maybe I'll be proven wrong. I mean, I don't have experience using Belly Bow. I don't have experience using Dunsparce. I mean, I've seen Dunsparce be used before. I know what it does, but I'm willing to be proven wrong, for sure. And Trey's a very smart player, so if someone's going to prove me wrong in that regard, it'll probably be him.
So do you?
Yeah,
Just
I would
think
expect that like Dunsparce won't come to the times where there's a solid fighting type on the opponent's end, and it could totally come the other weeks.
Were you about to ask,
So is
Fred?
the team just not? Are they just not bringing? Is everybody wearing boots on this team?
That's a valid point. It's like you just don't bring the. I mean, you're probably gonna lead Tornadus, Terra out of your flying typing, you turn into something else if you need to, and then you just run boots on an Amorous and you're all set.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
That's honestly probably a more realistic thing. And on that same note, he does have a really good poison type. So like the toxic spikes are getting cleaned up. So the chip is pretty small for if you have boots on an Amorous and you tear it out of Tornadus, then the chip on everybody else is pretty negligible, and then you're cleaning up the toxic spikes. So like yeah, reasonably, you're right. He probably doesn't bring Fortress a lot of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I could just see that being an issue with like Palafin not having any recovery and having to switch in anyway. Um, so I feel like if you can get up a quick stealth rock or something, that's really gonna benefit you against this team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, yeah.
Let's see, where are we? Oak City Obstagoons. Go ahead, Fred.
All right, we have our first theme team.
Well,
Well,
we had
not
snow.
really. Still, yeah, we got a rain team. Not super shocking, but I like this team. I think it's really good. No, it's not very top heavy. Like I feel like this is the lowest like top cost mon with Zapdos at 15 points.
True.
Um like Moltres, Zapdos is just an awesome defensive pivot, like one of the best defensive pivots with it can Volt Switch and U-turn, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
But then when you can just switch it in against a physical attacker and get like 100% static, it feels like. Um, but then you can roost. It gets discharge to do another 30% chance to paralyze. In the rain, hurricanes are going to hit really hard. But you're just going to see a lot of volt switching or U-turning depending on the matchup. It's just a really good mon. You have the most obvious first round draft pick with Urshifu Rapid Strike.
He thought about it, which was the
Um,
weird thing.
yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, but I think it should have been a Terra Captain. Um, but anyway, it still hits really hard. I think especially in the rain, like Surging Strikes is just going to hit super hard.
How many points would that have
How
been?
many points?
Yeah. Okay, so it would have cost 2 extra points. So he could not have done it and Cornerstone. I don't know if well, no, yeah, he could have. Let's see,
Yeah,
16.
it
Yeah,
would
he could have done that. That honestly is
it would
pretty
have fit
terrifying.
perfectly.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Terra Water
Um,
Rapid Strike sounds terrifying.
I mean, yeah, but also just like giving yourself a lot more coverage, or coverage options.
Naruto has pretty good coverage, I will say.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you do
It's
get
got
like
it's got
poison jab. I
ice
think you get
punch, I think too, right?
ice punch. I think you get
Gets Ice
trailblaze.
Spinner.
Does it get
Ice
Trailblaze?
spinner. True. I
Gets
think it
Thunder
does.
Punch.
Mm-mm.
Gets
Yeah,
Iron
that's a
Head.
It doesn't get Sucker
Yeah.
that's a
Punch.
good
There's no way it gets Sucker Punch. I'm pretty
Just
certain that's
Thunder Punch.
oh Thunder.
Thunder Punch.
Thunder Punch.
Oh, okay. Wow, really? Okay, as a water type, that's interesting.
But yeah, it's a really great mod. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like Terra Water Surging Strikes is in the rain is gonna hit like so hard. And then you get Latios. This just has some good natural speed. Good coverage. It's a scary mon to plan for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the Terra Captain with Cornerstone. With Sturdy. I think it's a really strong mon. I think like it's one of the best buttons in the game with Rock Ivy Cudgel.
Yes.
Like it's so crazy. I just think it hits so hard. And then the bane of everyone's existence, Archaludon. It's just really, really hard to kill with its ability stamina. You're only gonna see stamina in singles. It's not like where you have to plan for it in doubles. Like which ability is it gonna bring? You
You know
just
they
have to
could
work.
run sturdy.
No, I don't think so. I like what's gonna I don't know. What are you gonna leave it in for to like have to activate sturdy?
I guess I don't know. I think that if I think that locking like expecting it to always be stamina and draft is the wrong move. Um,
I mean,
That's
maybe. I just feel like there's more benefit
I
to
think if
running.
there's a week where your opponent has like a certain setup sweeper that you need to like surprise sturdy, perhaps maybe you could use that for that. But I agree that you're going
That's
to
a good
see
point.
stamina probably 90-95% of the time.
That's a good point. I mean, yeah, it is there. You do have to think about sturdy. That's a very good point. And then Colin's favorite Swift swimmer is here
Yep.
over Quill. Um, yeah, I mean, and it is really scary. Like, I mean, I think we can expect Pelipper to bring um, what's it, damp rock most weeks. So just the fact that you have to basically deal with a base 170 speed mon, it's just something you have to think about. And it's like hard to deal with, hard to plan for. And then we get his spinner, Tentacruel, which is how do you guys feel about
I think
having?
it's one of the. Well, I'll let you finish your sentence there, but
Well, no, I was just gonna ask, like having your spinner and like this great defensive mon have like a common weakness, like or so many common weaknesses. Do you think that's like diminishing returns at that point?
oh, you're saying like being a water type on a rain team?
Yeah, and that being your spinner.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I agree.
I generally have a high opinion of Tentacruel, just from using a lot in Gen 6, and knockoff, rapid spin, toxic spikes. They gave it flip turn.
Yeah, it
Um,
has flip turn.
so I have a lot of respect for this mod, but you bring up a good point, is it does share weaknesses with the team, so you can't just like a lot of times freely switch into it to call
Right,
out something.
exactly.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
And then rapid spin. Yeah, I mean, it's just something to think
Did it
about.
get scald back is my next question. Let me see.
I think it. I
I don't
think it.
I don't think it
I don't think it
did,
did
but
either,
maybe.
No,
but
I think it's running
no,
surf.
it
If it.
doesn't have it. Yeah,
Yeah, but just really great utility on it. And I think it's his only hazard removal,
it is.
but it's
Defog
good.
Pelipper counts technically, right? Isn't it? It still has defog. I'm pretty certain. Let me double check that. Let me fact check myself. No, it
Yeah,
does
I think
not. It does
No, it
not
does
have it.
not.
Okay, never mind. So yeah, you're right. It is the only. And again, he picked this up from Zach, who had 3 spinners. To
It, wa-
get he had
it was
it
Toxapex.
was Toxapex. So that was a good trade for both of them, in my opinion. But
yeah, agreed. Um, and then yeah, Pelipper does what it does. Not much to say about it. And then Barraskewda, I think it can be really scary on this team. It's going to be faster than everything else.
everything. If the
Yeah,
rain
literally, it's
136 times 2, because you ain't running propeller tail.
I still have scars or like,
Oh,
like
scarf. Yeah.
flashbacks
How many Oricori
from
boosts did you
Scarf
have?
Jolly Swift Swim.
Yeah.
I was at 3 times speed. So
that's
I get
insane.
+4.
hmm
And I had prepped for Jolly Jolly Swift Swim in the rain. Um I had not prepped for Scarf. I thought I had done my calc wrong. 'Cause, like, there's no way he's Jolly and Swift Swim and Scarf. If he'd been adamant, I still would have outsped. But it was all 3.
Oh
You just have to
no.
tip
He
your
got
cap
my
at that
ass.
point.
Yep.
um, and then yeah, finishing it out with Mammoth Swine, which is super good. Yeah, just like awesome coverage. Um, and like it's in a good speed tier. It just hits really hard. Um, but I really like it on this team. I think it adds a lot. Like the ground and
Great
ice
Terra
coverage is
Captain, in my opinion,
yeah,
too.
yeah, great Terra Captain. Um, but I think I would still go Urshifu over that and Pelipper.
Yeah, I would agree.
Well,
But this looks like a fun VGC team.
it does look like a VGC team, and that's kind of a hazard of just having rain with Arcaladon and that being decently popular. I don't know about right in the current format, but decently popular in VGC nonetheless. But
Incredibly popular VGC.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously the current format you're seeing Kyogre, um, which just better.
And you still see it with with Arch.
Yep. And we foolishly let Connor draft that combo again last season, so we didn't learn our lesson.
Yeah.
But no, I mean it'll do its job for sure. I mean, we come over here, look at the type chart. There are a few things you can kind of click for free. Like Dragon is 100% free. There's no fairy type here, so click your Outrage, click your Draco Meteor, because Ogerpon certainly isn't turning into a fairy, and then it's going to be one of these two if it's going to have to be a fairy type. So yeah.
Yep.
And then
Happy to have one of the only steel types that doesn't resist dragon as well. Unfortunate.
And then you have a ghost weakness as well. I mean, Overquill is not defensive. Well, physically, decent, especially not at all. So the ghost button is very free here as well. And then fairy, I'm not gonna call it 100% free because Tentacruel's highest stat I think is its special defense. At 120.
It is.
So it's a decent pivot into it, but fairies do typically get a lot of coverage. So I mean, there probably are a few out there probably have like Thunderbolt. But this is not as bad as the other two by any means, but it is a tertiary weakness for sure. And I think that
you did a good job of mitigating the electric weakness despite having like 4 water types. When so many resists.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, overall, I think if you're making a weather team, it does become a little difficult to not have some reds. But you certainly can go too far, which we saw in a previous team, and have
Yes.
50% red, probably roughly. But let's slide on over here. We have plenty of hazard options. We do only have one rapid spinner, which again, if you have a lower tier one, I do like having multiple options. But Tentacruel's a great one. But as Fred pointed out, it does share a lot of weaknesses with the team. So at least electric wise. Let's see. Not doing any
It's another negative of only having one spinner or hazard removal is that if your opponent sees that you don't bring it, then they only have just click it immediately and they know it's not going away.
Yep.
So
it's there to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably know a lot of the items are probably heavy duty boots at that point too.
Yep.
But a lot of good momentum. So no, that's a positive feather in the cap here. A lot of good knockoff users if you're getting your own hazards up. So that's solid. This team has plenty of speed between these two and their swift swim. So, Ice Shard is nice, but priority is kind of subverted by just crazy high speed. Let's see. Is there anything else really worth throwing out there? Taunt's good. Ability to break screens. I feel like every team has been has pretty good access to breaking screens. So if you get screens set up and you don't take care of them, that's your own fault for the most part.
Yeah, brick break is pretty widely distributed move.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Iboko's got a rain team, but probably his most solid team yet. Something notable here is he does have 3 points left over, so one of these mons could jump up a few tiers. So maybe he finds a dark. Well, there are no. I guess he could get a Grimmsnarl. That'd be a dark fairy. That could be a defensive option. But I'm not saying that is the option. I just immediately my brain was like, okay, what's something that covers both of these weaknesses, right? And he doesn't have a dark or a fairy. So hey, I dig into it a little bit. Maybe it is a good idea. Actually,
Overquill.
I don't know how many. Oh, sorry. I was looking at Ghost. You're right. He does have a dark. Ghost Fairy. Okay, fair enough. All right. Colin, why don't you take the last lead here?
Sure. I like this draft a lot. I think that I probably wouldn't have taken Kirim in the first round.
But so I stand corrected. Technically speaking, Chiyu was the first, but this is the wheel, round. Right? So I mean,
it's the wheel. It's the same pick, effectively.
Yeah.
I probably still wouldn't have taken it at 9 or 8. But Chi-Yu is quite strong. I believe that he had it last in VGC as well.
Oh, okay.
Um, if I'm
I,
correct,
I could pull that up.
right?
I
Or was
can
it
I could pull that up. Season 6. Let's see.
maybe it was somebody else? But I know it was one that he wanted. Um, at least I was talking to Trey beforehand. Um, but I love Annihilate as a Terror Captain. That's
Yeah.
I think it's so good. Um,
Yeah, that is scary.
like, thinking like getting it like close to death, and they can always just, like rest it off, and now you got a super strong Rage Punch or Rage Fist to worry about. You can go like Terra Fire because this has a VGC play, but to avoid getting burned either by Flame Body or posing Will-O-Wisp. That's one of the best ways to neuter it. Um, and yeah, just being able to sit there and bulk up, and it even gets like, taunt, so you can't come in and and like status it or anything. Quite strong. Um, and then Lando I again ugly, but it hits quite hard. This whole team hits very like his first 6 mons all hit super hard. Um, and even some of the lower ones like Raiko can if you like, give it an offensive spread.
Look,
Um,
there's clearly a gigaton hammer right there.
it can hit hard every other turn.
Yeah, there you go. That's not her job, but she can.
Yeah, if need be. Yeah, no, I like this team a lot. It has a lot of mons that I do like the Annihilate, like the Glamora, which I didn't even mention before, but it's favorite of mine from season 1.
You had it a couple seasons, didn't you?
And I had it season 3 as well, but I missed out on top 8 that season for missing 2 separate meteor beams.
Shame on you.
Um, I had a skill issue. Uh, but I love anything that can set hazards incidentally. So like Cleavor and Hisuian Samurai, I like those a lot. Because I don't like spending a turn to just click spikes only for it to get rapid spun away, and you've like, wasted all your progress. But it's also a spinner itself, which is nice. And it can just set up the toxic spikes just incidentally. I think it's really great. Um, I don't know how often it clicks power meteor beam in singles, but I would have to imagine at least sometimes because it's so strong. Um, and Gambit falling again is so scary. It does kind of double up on steel types, but steel is like one of the better types to double up on if you're going to.
Yeah, true.
So I don't find that big of a deal. Um, I think if you have Wo Chien, you should make it a Terra Captain, which he did, which good on him. Otherwise, it is just a U-turn magnet. Unfortunately, that means you're not Terraing Annihilate, which is probably not great. But
Well, that said, though, if you Terra Annihilate, you all of a sudden kind of have a fighting weakness on this team, right? Because, I mean, there's several, like Hiram, Chi-Yu,
yeah,
King Gambit, I mean, I guess Wo Chen to that extent, but you had a ghost type that you're going to have every week, to kind of circumvent that.
mm-hmm.
And then now all of a sudden, if you tear out of that, like, okay, now they're
or just don't Terra until you're going to win the game. Boom.
Well, I guess what you do is you tear a poison or something, and then you come in and you actually get hit by the fighting moves and boost your Rage Fist, right? But
Yeah, it's true. Terra Fairy potentially, Terra
Mhm.
Poison could be.
yep.
Yeah. No, I think this team looks quite scary. Um, only thing I just don't like Wo Chien. I guess a Wo Chien hater and a bit of a Dundozo hater. But I understand that it's something so fundamentally different in singles that I can't hate too hard.
And I
Just
don't
aware
know
of one.
too much about Dondozo in singles either. I think it's like gimmicky, like rest sets, isn't it, or something? I correct me if I'm wrong. I don't
Yeah,
play on the ladder,
it's like
but
curse, rest, sleep, talk, wave crash.
yeah. So
Hmm.
I not
I mean,
not
with
yeah. I don't know.
with unaware, I mean, it can be really hard to kill.
Well, and yeah, this is something I brought up earlier with Skeledirge. Is it is nice to have a Terra Captain with Unaware that you can kind of like fit to a certain situation if you're really worried about something setting up on your team and you need just be able to sit on it. Now that said, with Dondozo, that's limited to physical attackers. But
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, the
It's
150
necessarily.
HP.
it does have a lot of HP. You're right about that.
And 65 SPDF is not cutting it, even with 150 HP.
Yeah, probably not. It's one of the it's probably like in OU besides when they were like suspect testing Palafin, that and the water type sorry my brain's not working. The water type,
Ogerpon?
yeah,
Rotom?
Ogerpon.
Um,
Yeah, the water Ogerpon, those were like the two checks for Palafin. Like you had to have one of those on your team or else you lose pretty much.
hmm That makes sense.
I feel like you
Yeah.
completely glazed over one mon outside of Gigaton Hammer, but I feel the need to dote on.
I mean, no, I think Gigaton's great. It's one of the it's the only like not the only pure support. I guess technically Wochiana's support. Um, but it's like I think you're better rocker of the mons on the team.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun disruption moves. Um, I also get flashbacks to pickpocket. Um,
I don't know. I feel like for meme wise, I might be a little bit more known for the Slowking, but in terms of like, if it wasn't Slowking, Tinkaton's probably the mon I'm known for using, which makes more sense because I've used her like 3 times. But that mon,
mhm.
'cause it's just so like one. I love this mon, just one of my favorite designs out of Gen 9. But it just fits some like being fairy steel type, like and just being in your draft and be like, man, I really want to make sure I get both these types. Hey,
Yep.
you know,
Best type in the game.
it's
Best type
it's a
combo.
great mon, and like you said, you know, she can take the burden of running Stealth Rock, and your other mons don't really have to worry about running it.
hmm
But
I did not know Annihilate got Stealth Rock. That's really funny.
that's what happens when you make Stealth Rock a TM or TR, whatever they call them in this game. Like you just get some random ish. But yeah, obviously with Glamora, he's got no problem with entry hazards. Now that said, Glamora is his only way of getting rid of them, which I didn't really take note of earlier. So you really need to keep that Glamora around. And I was actually corrected in our last video. We were talking about Goldango not being able to block Corrosion Mortal Spin, but that's actually just not true because the damage check happens first, so Mortal Spin just never happens. Um, so it can be stopped. Just have to switch in a Steel type. So he can get pretty. Most teams have a Steel type, so there's spin blockers
Yeah.
for that. Let's see. No team healing. Does he have like really big tanky? I mean, I guess Annihilate would probably appreciate some team healing, but otherwise, I think everybody
I
else
guess
would
if
kind
you're
of
really worried about the steel types, you can go corrosion.
yeah.
Um,
But again, Mortal
I don't
Spin
think-
won't.
I don't
That
know
corrosion only lets you like hit toxic or like poison gas or whatever on him. It won't let you hit your actual
no,
poison.
is it really?
Yeah,
Oh dang.
yeah. That was the what I
Oh.
got corrected on. But I'm glad you had the same
Yep.
opinion in that regard. I feel a little less
They should just
alone.
let it. They should just let it let poison hit steel types. That would make it like usable.
Uh, decent. Well, I'm not gonna say 3 good mons here with Switch Initiative. So I think 3's at least solid. I mean, 2 of these you're gonna probably have every game. Raikou, I don't know. I don't think Raikou's coming every game, so could be on a little bit of the lighter end.
Mhm.
Tinkaton's going to be probably your main form of knockoff. I mean, obviously,
I would
Wochen's
agree.
tanky, but you're going to again have to commit your Terra to run it that week probably. So probably not going to see him as often. Plenty of status. That's nice that he has Yan. I was about to say earlier he's really easy to set up on, but that'll help in that regard. I actually really forgot that Raikou had extreme speed. That's kind of funny.
Special attacker with extreme speed.
Yeah, I mean he's a
It's really
legendary.
just
He probably
a
has
bunch.
like 75 or 85 in that stat. But I mean it's better than quick attack, I guess, if you needed the priority coverage. 85, okay. So I mean,
I suppose.
could be worse. Um, vacuum wave on annihilate that okay. Let's see. Again, plenty. Well, actually, he has tons of ways of setting up screens. Tinkaton, obviously, a big one for that. Raikou can actually be a fast screen setter too. Probably not going to use Kyurem as a screen setter. But yeah, I mean, checks most of the boxes. Maybe a little concerned about diversity and removal, but pretty balanced overall. Let's see, did we dive into typings? I mentioned like fighting briefly. Fairies, he's got good switch-ins for that. Ground, I mean, obviously you have Lando.
Ground's a little more rough.
Yeah, that's a little rougher.
Yeah.
So Fighting and ground would probably be the two that you're looking to hit this team with. That said, his remaining points, he's got 4 Terra Captain points remaining. I mean, would you make any Terra changes here in that regard?
I actually like the Terra choices he made. I think out of the Mons on the board, those are probably his best Terra options.
Can Gambit
I
Terra?
might go Raikou just to give it like bolt beam coverage.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's true. That'd be pretty cool, actually. Or just give him like an opportunity to get some
Or
calm
go
minds
Terra
up or
water
something.
because it gets scald.
It does, which is really funny. But, and he has the coolest of the trio, so he deserves to get a little boosty.
Agree.
Um,
Yeah, I do Raikou. Maybe I don't know what over. Like maybe Dozo, I guess. Zuo-Chan does kind of need it if you're ever going to bring it. It does need to be able to
Yeah.
to Terra.
yeah. I guess Dozo is technically the bulky water, which he is that on the defensive side. So, did we see it at flip turn?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
Do you think that thing can turn around really quickly? Absolutely not.
I mean, it'd been really very useful for it, but anyways. Well, that'll bring us to the end of our review of pool number 2, and yeah, we're getting into the season. Week 1 technically started today, so you guys getting ready for your round 1s. You feeling good?
I have not even looked.
Do you know you play?
No.
Oh.
That's what I have not looked at the schedule.
Fair enough.
And nobody added me, so I didn't see.
Gotcha. Well, shame on you for not adding them, and shame on them for not adding you. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, thank you both for helping me out with this and joining me and reviewing the second half of the teams.
Yeah, this was fun.
Cool.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, good luck.